Hello, Taurus. Welcome to the Power of Three and me. My name's Amber. This is your general monthly reading for July 2025. And as you saw in the title, it's your destiny reading and it awaits. Um, and explaining what the under the sea has to do with your destiny, I'm going to take you to a movie that you more than likely will be familiar with. I'm going to have to just stop here for a second because I have to move this fan because it's blowing camera. But I have to have something on in here or I'll die. Um, okay, I think that's better. I just kind of noticed every time I looked up, I saw the camera going. Anyway, okay, we're still going. A movie. You may or may not, most of you will be familiar with it, but it's Back to the Future. So if you remember in that movie, there was an enchantment under the sea dance. It's not about a dance, no, but it's about, if you know that movie, there was, it's the littlest, tiniest thing that happens that can shift somebody's destiny. So if you watch that movie, or if you're familiar with that, then you will understand um, the end of the sea part. Also, the happiness, like let's go sell some food in the food. It's just that. Anyway, it just seems to be like a really cozy little cove under the sea, a little place, a special place, that happy place. Of course, that's how you would expect your destiny to be and feel, right? Does it all turn out for us like that? No. But let's see, because I don't know, things are shifting rapidly. I will say that collectively. And so that's what July is about. So, your destiny, does it have to be about love? Of course not. Will it probably be? Yeah, probably. Because what is that really? That seems to be the most important thing besides making money to people. It's their love life. So let's see what is going to come out for Taurus July 2020 for their destiny. What is their destiny? God, all things are possible. So something impossible or seeming impossible for you, Taurus. I grabbed one back. We're using the wisdom, what? Wisdom of the Oracle or the raw energy. Understand what's going on with this laptop here. It's not charging. Weird. Anyway, why? Your, your overall energy is why. With God, all things are possible. Maybe you're wondering why something seemed possible, but it never happened. Or with God, all things are possible. Why? Maybe there's things that have happened to affect your destiny that you're standing back looking at God going, why did you let that happen? Why did you do that? Like why when I had faith that it was supposed to be this way and this unforeseen thing happened, why would you do that? That's what I'm picking up here. Why? 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 Oh, why? I mean, besides the actual word why. Supporting energy is coming from the Healing Waters Oracle. The sign of Taurus for the highest good. What is the supporting energy to this? Why? Mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. While you're questioning why. Because maybe there's nothing external giving you any reason to move towards something or someone, a situation, and possibly move away from it. We're going to find out though. We're using this is a oracle tarot deck. It's called Psychic Tarot of the Heart. So this is going to be our main spread for the sign of Taurus, July 2025. Okay. Thank you to the Holy Spirit, my guides and peeps, being here with Taurus, July 2025, and their destiny reading. Love abounds. Ooh. And jumps around and jumps away from you, I guess. Love abounds. There's love all around. That's what I said. It's like at the beginning, I'm like, is this going to be about your love life? I don't know, probably, because it seems to be the most important thing to like everybody. I mean, and then, you've got your people out there in the world that have their love life and they move on to, riches and all that kind of stuff. So perhaps some people, it's never enough, right? It's never enough. Love abounds. All right. What else do we have for Taurus? Move. And again, with the heart there at the top, two hands tied together, move. So you might be move, love abounds. You might be, maybe you just recently got married or you're going to. And then, maybe you have to move. Once you become a couple, you have to like move out of your parents' home or something like that. That's your destiny. Maybe for some of you, there's really, really strong traditions that you have to follow in order to um, feel like that's your destiny is to maybe follow. For some of you, not all of you, obviously, follow your tradition. Family, religious tradition, family tradition. I don't know. One more. Solar plexus chakra. This is what makes you happy. Your solar plexus. But you know what? We're going to read that one, right? Just so that we can know for sure why that's here, along with love abounds and move. Keywords: cherish, nourish, blossom, abundance. No, that's not it. Why is that? That's not the right card. That's weird. There must be specific ones just for the chakras then. Sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. See, there's another card, 3. Well, this is helpful. Yeah. Looks like a million card 3s. There we go. I found it. Key facts for this one. Color yellow. Sound. The sound of this chakra is Ram. Element fire. Glands. Pancreas, adrenal gland, and keywords I can. Meaning, and the fire is like fire in the regular tarot, action, taking action. So at the moment when you want to run and jump off the board and do a cannonball in the pool on the hottest day of the year where your eyes are stinging. and they're like doing it, like you just jump into that nice cool pool. It's going to be like this crash of temperature change and it's just where did that come from? I don't know. Probably because it's been so hot out lately, but it's just the point of that moment where you take action, that happy moment, the relief, right? So on and so forth. It's colored yellow. I mean, right now, the sun being outside, everything feels yellow when you go outside because you're like, right? Rubber bound, move, and solar plexus. So again, you might be uh, just recently wedded. Okay, okay, all right. Honeymoon, honeymoon, honeymoon. Hmm. That's what you do when you get married. You move, you go, you keep moving. There's a whole process through that time. And again, depending on what culture you're from, that can be longer or shorter. But then after that, it's the honeymoon, the happy part, the relaxing part where you're through all the rigmarole. And you can just enjoy yourself. Maybe you're asking yourself, why do we put ourselves through all that just to, you know what I mean? Like just to get married, for instance, right? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what comes out for Taurus under love abounds. I'm also kind of picking up with some of you, like I know with some traditions, it's like somebody getting married is a huge deal. So it's like the energy is everywhere, and like because everybody celebrates like that, it's like just makes it that much bigger. Nine of Swords, exactly. And if you look here, there's little eyeballs all over her where you feel like okay, like this would be the bride, for instance. It might be you might be it, and depending on whether if this is your for your reading or not, somebody you know or you yourself. For some people, it's a very vulnerable moment to be the bride because all eyes are on the bride, and I mean in all ways. How she's dressed, how she looks, uh, everything about the wedding itself, because it's usually the bride that plans most of it. So let's see what comes out under move. Justice. Again, this is making me pick up a heavy, and she's like sitting up on top of the heavy, traditional beliefs on marriage and how you go about getting there. Okay, like some people, it's completely up to them, totally. And some people say, you know what, screw it, let's just go to City Hall and we'll be married in an hour. And we go out to dinner, and, do you know what I mean? And they don't make it a big deal. It's a big deal, the relationship itself. But other cultures just make an absolute um, display of the actual marriage, and it can be overwhelming, like a royal wedding, for instance, right? Ten of Swords under the solar plexus chakra. Now the ten is an end. Okay, you can see the high hairdo and all these pins coming out. This tells me that it's that moment when it's over. Okay, and now you can be happy. Now you can relax. Now your destiny can begin. But part of your destiny was having to go through some big, like for subculture, it's like a days process. So I can't even imagine, and like different outfits and picture making, profit like festivities, and just like it would be exhausting, absolutely exhausting. The Empress. At that moment, you do feel like the Empress when you are the bride, but also you have um, probably your mother there at the same time, having gone through that tradition, and now it's part of like that. That's the pressure that's put on. I feel is that the parents had to do it, and they expect it out of you. So it could be, I can just feel the absolute pressure here. Like, why? Like, you're just asking yourself, trust your inner compass, be led from within, because you're questioning why, maybe why your ancestors or why your culture in general feels the need to do this. Like, is there really any logic behind it? Because maybe for you or your significant other, it was too much. Like, just because you're born into a culture doesn't mean that your personal personality can handle such things. All eyes on you. Like for some people, it might have made them act so anxious that they didn't even enjoy it at all because of everything that they had to go through. And then they're thinking, this is my destiny. Like, this is what I have to go through every time something significant happens in my life. Why? You know? Again, like, you could be like born of this culture, but seriously just saying, like, standing back going, this is not needed. Like, this is way over the top. I don't want to do it. It should be, maybe I'm feeling like more of a personal choice at this point. Let's get some advice. Oh, Under the Roses, the Mormon is what we're using for our destiny reading. Jackie, good. Okay, for the sign of Taurus, July 2025, the destiny reading. Clarify, please, why and the mist. The ring. Just like, a ring, even in other cultures like my own, that you know, if there is, you can pretty much decide how you want to do it. You don't even have to get engaged. You can just say, okay, we're engaged, and get a wedding ring. But usually people, when they, it's that engagement, it's that moment where you're asked to be married, or you're asking somebody to marry you, and you have a ring, and that ring signifies that love, that future beauty of wedded bliss with the rose. I mean, it's just those, some people just want to keep it simple, a single ring, a single rope is all you need. And that's what you're questioning, is why can't we just do it the way we want to do it? I don't want all this big to do. And then you feel like, well, maybe if your family isn't even forcing you, but you know, guilt trips can do a lot. You're making them miss out, blah, blah, blah. Nine of Swords under Love Abound, trying to push its way out the bouquets. You see, one single rose isn't enough. It has to be the thing to do. The card number 9, which is like, and it's clarifying with eyes on her. I need to, can't take all these people around me coming up to me, hugging me, kissing me, have to reach. You know what I mean? Or maybe you don't like to smell their cologne. You gotta think. It's, I go on and on and on here. 'Cause some people like that kind of thing, and some people don't. But for whatever reason, you're caught up in it. Clock tower, with justice and move. Clock tower. It's like, this is so set in tradition that you literally have to do things like this for this amount of time, and this over here, and you have to do this, and you have to stand on your head like this. Like, there's probably not even any time for this person, this couple, to use the bathroom, or rest, or take a breath. um yeah, it's just heavy, heavy. This is what's right. This is how it's done, or else. For some, for some traditions and religions, you have to be married by a certain time, clock time. If you're not married by a very young age, then you're looked upon as it's no good. Like, Ten of Swords, and again, we go back to the top. Why? Ten of Swords under the solar plexus chakra, the sickle. Okay? Same with the Ten of Swords. This is the Ten of Swords, the sickle. The end. Cutting off a single rose. So for some of you, you might be absolutely insisting. Maybe, things are, maybe you've met, you've met your person, but your person does not fall into your family tradition thing. So this is where you have to decide. This is your destiny. Are you going to let, like maybe your person, your bride, say you're the masculine here, and your bride is saying, I can't do that. I refuse. I will not be put through that ritual. Married. I won't do it. So that's your moment to say, well, I have to decide what's more important. Do I want to marry this person, or am I going to more worry about following this tradition of 5 days getting in different pictures and like for some cultures, right? Or what it is that is just way too much for your counterpart. That's what you have to decide. What, you know, are you going to let something interfere with your destiny? Maybe nobody else cares whether you marry that person or somebody else, but you might. And you might. That's why you're questioning why. Why do we have to do all this? I don't want to miss out on marrying this person because you all think that it should be done this way. So again, I strongly feel that what is here for you affecting and possibly altering your destiny is tradition. So, your destiny awaits. It's there. But like I said, the smallest little detail can veer you away from your destiny. So, Taurus, again, I mean, personal choice is up to you and you alone to make this decision. This is the lovers, no, isn't it? The lovers oracle. That's what it's called. And we're going to get towards some advice to take away from there. There it is. That was quick. Only time will tell is what the message is. And I got my finger over it's so hard. But you see, only time will tell is your closing message, Taurus, for your destiny reading. Only time will tell. Um, I guess maybe what you decide to do. Questioning why already. Maybe you could question a little harder. You know, I'm interested to see how this is going to work out for you. Leave me a message if this resonated with you and you are struggling to make this decision. But I hope this message helps you, and I just hope you remember to hit the like button before you leave. It doesn't have to. Subscribing doesn't either. And let's give YouTube and the algorithm some more numbers to play with and take away because I sit and get views on videos and then watch them go down. Views go down. It's one thing to lose subscribers or take subscribers away, which they do routinely, almost right to the hour. But views, okay? 1 minute a video will have say 10 views, and then a day and a half will go by and it has 8. Underneath. Extremely frustrating for me. You can only imagine. The only one that can help, my friends, is you. By making sure you're subscribed, hitting the like button, hit that personal little bell. When you hit subscribe and that bell pops up, hit personalize because that makes sure these videos go right to your feed, which will also help the channel, and it's all free. Thank you so very much for spending your time here. I hope that these messages help you. Until I see you guys again, take care of yourself. Bye for now.